Well, this is a test reel. Hi there. On a more non-jokey concept, do ghosts exist? Or should we, or I should say, should I even pay any attention to something like being in contact with something in the spirit realm? So I guess the thought would be people alive, then there's death. And it presupposes spirit life after death. And I believe there's a Bible passage saying, do not get into the divination or necromancing. And that would be talking with the dead or trying to make contact with the dead. It doesn't even say talking to the dead. It just says actively trying to communicate with the dead. But I think it has a extra part going on there, because I would be trying to contact the dead and receiving information, like what's going to happen in the future, something about money, or maybe sex life or money, something that would be a benefit to me. I'm trying to get some information, or what I think would be a benefit, something of my desires. And if I'm trying to contact the dead to get information about that, I don't think it's so much like talking to the dead, just like you were talking to someone. It's trying to get answers and gain from the afterlife, or the spirit life, or such is said of a spirit life. Because after all, do we know? I mean, you could be part of a religion and say, well, I'm part of this religion, so now I believe, or I'm supposed to believe, or they tell me I'm supposed to believe. But do we really know? Some people have experiences, of course, and usually it's just someone's experience. It's not a proof thing. It's a personal experience. And I've had some personal experiences that were unexplainable and made me think of that, but then again, they're just personal experiences. So, but I was never asking anyone in the spirit afterlife for so much answers for my gain. So I think I'm in the clear with the biblical thing. But ghost hunting, does it come under the biblical no-no? Biblical rule against talking to the dead? And I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think people are meant to be curious and wonder. But we can't. I think in the Mosaic law, I don't think we're to focus on anything that comes in between us and God, because we're supposed to fully fortify the faith going that direction. And faith is acting as if it's real without any proof of it, without proof, without tangible empirical knowledge, without experiencing it. We're supposed to believe in all those Bible miracles without seeing them firsthand or anything of that nature, or or existence of God or anything divine. We're supposed to believe it without knowing. That is faith. And that's why the ghost hunter trips up when they're trying to prove it. And they're constantly trying to prove it. Because did you ever notice that if there is anything about the truth of existence of God, God does not want to be proven. I think that's also biblical. Thou shalt not put the Lord God to the test. Because it's like, I would say, metaphorically, God never leaves fingerprints whenever there's something miracle or something going on or something that happened that was, they use these words, preternatural or before nature. Is that outside of nature as we know it? And there is, in the aftermath, the experience is there, but never the proof. And even in the existence of Jesus, Jesus is the Son of God, but was incarnate, made flesh, starting as a baby in a humble setting. And then there's all sorts of, well, there's the whole story, 30 years old baptism, John, 33 crucifixion, Romans, and the Pharisees, 3 days rise from the dead, 3 years and 3 days, and essentially those resurrection appearances. It's so story without proof. I don't mean that in an atheistic bent of trying to disprove it. I mean saying you really believe the story. I'm supposed to believe. I feel like I'm ye of little faith. I want to believe. But you believe the story, you look into the story, and it's like God wiped away all the fingerprints. There's no proof. And it seems like spiritual stuff in the mundane, the ghost story, the encounter, spiritual encounter thing, you're only left with the story, the experience, and no proof. Like proof was never meant to be part of the picture. That's what I find intriguing. And there's that old, well, devil exists because bad things happen in life. Bad things happen to good people. Evil. It's just the intention of people that are poorly motivated. Seven deadly sins: lust, greed, sex, and money, power, ego. And how that motivates people. Is that all there is to evil? Or is there something that offends God? We have sin and evil as something that exists outside of the human experience or beyond human. So maybe there is, but the church says yes, there is. The church says yes, the devil exists. It's not just all the evil rolled up, all the evil deeds people do rolled up into one and characterized as a anthropomorphic figure. There's supposed to be an actual devil figure, which also doesn't leave proof so much. But the devil was created, and Jesus was not created. God was not created. God is the creator. So there's solace there. But if something is wicked, is that wicked shows up and God allows it to be for reasons of leaving us to our faith in hopes that we'll finish the race. But I don't know. That's a big picture of good versus evil. But leaves the question of whether ghosts exist kind of a smaller picture. But of all those things, do we really have it? Well, we don't have proof. But, our experiences, I don't know. But there is that weird question of, get that? So people fall away from the faith of believing. And they got that God-sized hole in them. You ever heard that one? Well, they're seeking. And where do they seek? They seek into this paranormal stuff. So it becomes the idol, the paranormal, the quest, the proverbial holy grail for them. They find something in the afterlife. Then they have their proof to believe. Not faith, proof. It's kind of like the doubting Thomas story. What Jesus said, blessed are those who believe and yet not have seen. And it's flipping that to this, I'm not going to believe unless I see it. So whether it's that or whether there's no such things as ghosts because they're all in purgatory and the only real spirits you'll be communicating with tarot or Ouija are little devils and demons that are connected to the big one. It's all one big devil mess anyway. Anyways, that's a little bit of much. Just the thought. Take care. Just testing this out. Yeah.